Can I tell you something a little weird?
Sure, man.
Can I tell you something a little crazy?
A little crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't use my calendar app on my phone often.
Yeah, that's crazy, actually. Don't say anything else, because that's insane.
Could you believe?
Okay.
Yeah.
You think I'm making a joke? I'm not. How do you exist in 2025 without using, like, a phone calendar? I've got 3 on my phone.
I have a work calendar that's not on my phone because I don't want to take it with me everywhere. Okay. And my wife is the social one between the two of us, so I just rely on her to tell us where we're going.
She just does it?
Yeah.
Okay.
All that said, a couple days ago, I sent you the calendar invite for a recording session.
Yeah.
And aside from holidays, I didn't have anything else on my calendar until December 2nd.
Okay.
Where I have a event called Skin Turns the World into Pee. Skin is the opposite of a bladder, therefore it turns the world into pee. What does that mean?
What's happened?
What does that mean?
Jesus Christ. Okay. What does that mean?
What does that mean? I don't know what that means.
What state of mind was Frankie in when that was written? Because there's like 5 different states it could be.
North Carolina. I was at Fishbones in Greensboro.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah. And before you jump to the conclusion, oh, they must have been drunk when they wrote that.
No.
I can only have 1 drink before I get a tummy ache.
Me too.
So that wasn't it.
I didn't know that. I thought it was just me. I used to tell people I'm allergic to alcohol because I get sick way before I get drunk.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, if like the stars really align and I've eaten plenty that day and I drank enough water, I never drink enough water. I can have like 3.
Okay.
But
jeez.
Anyway, skin turns the world into pee.
Skin. Okay. I understand. I don't understand any of it. I want to say I understand part of it, and that like your bladder turns the world into pee because the things you take in then become.
See, what you need to understand is skin is the opposite of a bladder, therefore it turns the world into pee.
That's nonsense.
Most people don't know this.
Hey, that's nothing. That is. You've put me in a rough spot because if I use that as the cold open, the energy the show starts with is just wild. It's a strange place that we leap off from if that's the way we start.
Polydactyl.
Vociferous.
Bombastic.
Rectangle.
Big words for smart people.
Hey everyone, it's Big Words for Smart People, the only podcast that makes dumb guys smarter and smart guys more smarter. I'm Frankie, my pronouns are they, them, and I'm here with my brother.
Eric, he, him. Hi, Frankie.
Hi, Eric.
What's up with you? I'm bringing the big energy today because you told me you were kind of not feeling it. So what's up?
What's up? I'm Frank and I'm not feeling it.
And I'm kind of neutral today. Brr, brr, brr. It's not a bad day. I just kind of don't want to. It's like every day, man. I can't
think of any day lately where I have wanted to wanna.
No, man. I mean, yeah. I got an app on my phone that is meant to like help you focus. So like it you might have seen it. There's like the little dude who like knits on your phone, so you can't use other apps.
The little bean guy.
Yeah, little bean guy. The problem with that is it does a good job of keeping me off my phone when I should be working. It does a bad job of keeping me from going outside and putting up bird feeders when I should be working, which is how my morning went. So like, I don't know, man. That's just kind of, it's one of those days. Do you want to hear my word?
Dude, we're completely simpatico because whenever I don't feel like working, I just walk out into my living room and look at my Monstera.
And
I'll just
like,
stand there and stare at it. Yeah.
Man.
Yes, I would
Yeah.
love a word.
Okay. The word of the week is worst.
Eric, I have an issue with your word.
Is it not a big word?
I don't think that's a very big word.
It's worst. Okay. Hear me out. We're not talking as in like the opposite of best.
Oh.
Yeah, we're talking about as the verb form, as a synonym to like defeat or surmount. As in, he worsted her in the tennis game or something.
Is this an archaic usage of the word?
It's a less.
This feels old.
I mean, it definitely is. Have you ever used this word in this way?
I haven't used this word in this way. However, you might know this because your wife is a knitter.
Yeah.
But there's such a thing as worsted yarn.
Okay. It's like not very good.
I don't know what it means.
What a good podcast.
Look, we're here to teach you that worst, not this worst, or the other worst, which is
other worst, which is us.
The
We're
worst.
the worst.
Yeah, the worst. Yeah.
It's a cursory Googling says like 17th century would be utilization of this word. Again, this is kind of this tradition I'm trying to create with this podcast of me bringing old words back again and like using words in different ways. Like I said, it's a verb. It means to best or to get the better of or to achieve victory over something. And today we're celebrating the things that you've worsted over as opposed to things that have worsted over you. Right?
Okay.
Because there's a really good feeling. Okay, let me give some context. I'm gonna date this episode. I'm gonna timestamp this episode. I'm gonna date this episode, so I'm gonna get like a dinner and a movie, and we'll go have.
Oh, you're gonna hold hands with this episode?
Yeah, and then like when we get back, I'll see if they want to come up to my place. If they say no, it's totally cool. But so I'm gonna date this episode because as of recording this episode, a game came out recently that has dug its claws super deep in my brain and has me thinking about overcoming challenges. Do you know what game I'm talking about?
Hollow Knight.
Yeah! Silk Song is out and it's really good and it's really hard. It's like really hard. But it's fun and I love it. And it introduces these really fun conversations that I get in my household sometimes, where my wife will watch me play a game and then with all sincerity look at me and say, "Are you having fun?"
As in, like, the game does not look like it could be fun.
Well, like, the game doesn't look fun, and also you don't look like you're having fun, right? There's a lot of, like, frustration in games like this, because Hollow Knight is in the tradition of Dark Souls or Bloodborne or games of that ilk, where the pleasure comes from the challenge. And I'm trying to remember, is that
so the
your
failure
jam?
is the game?
The failure is the game. Well, no, the failure is not the game. The worsting of your failures, the worsting of those challenges. I'm gonna do some challenges. That's the game. That's like the thrill of conquering something that sucks shit. It feels really good for some people. I'm trying to remember. That's not really your jam, is it?
So I don't mind a game that's really hard, or a game that you need to throw yourself up against or a game that you need to throw yourself up against, over and over again to defeat. My problem with like Dark Souls type games is that they don't make sense to my eyeballs. And so anytime I try to play them, like, it's not a matter of like
it's
challenge.
all too gray.
It's a matter of like physically lacking the capability to parse what I'm looking at.
Okay, let's dissect that. Is that like, 'cause it's just like a 3D environment, man. You're amazing at some 3D games. Is it just like,
Yeah, I mean, like Mario games.
UI and stuff, like there's too many ARPG elements going on, or is it just like those games are built on like microtiles and reading movements and it just doesn't click?
It's not okay, so it's not just an issue with Souls type games because like for instance, if I'm playing Mario Kart or Splatoon, it needs to be like on the little Switch screen about 3 inches from my face.
Okay. So it's literally just like you can't take it all in. It's like a myopic view of the
can't.
game.
Yeah, it needs to be right up next to my face, and I can't be able to look at anything else. Otherwise, like, it's just not happening. And like, I reckon if I could play like Elden Ring on a teeny tiny screen 3 inches from my face, I could probably do okay. I've never had the opportunity for it.
I get it. Like my wife does not like games that do that. She's like, I don't. There's better ways that she can use her time than to fail over and over again up against something. And I fully respect that. But like there's nothing that matches that feeling, at least I can think of like when you have been wailing against an enemy for like 2 literal human days of your life. It's all you're thinking about. And then you succeed over it when you've worsted that challenge. It feels great. It feels really, really, really good. And like, I think there's a really fun conversation about like, what are the challenges that like you overcoming has just felt like amazing, like worsting those challenges, or what's something that's worsted you? Like, there are definitely things that have like, I like the idea of bullet hell games. I'm hot garbage. I'm so bad at a bullet hell.
I really hate bullet hells, I'll be honest.
I know. I think you told me that.
I did go to I think we talked about it.
It might be on the podcast.
Last episode, maybe the one before that.
Sure.
Yeah.
One of those.
I went to a video game expo, like an indie game expo, about a year ago, I think. And there was one developer there. It was like a one person developer, you know, and he made this bullet hell that was all themed around your My Little Pony waifu was abducted by a tentacle monster, and you need to go rescue your waifu. Like,
Jesus Christ!
Look, I thought it ripped ass.
I'm not gonna
like,
yuck
I'm
anyone's
like,
yum. There's a lot unpacked there.
Man, I'm like very much on like the peripheries of My Little Pony stuff. Like there is one single artist, like she's like this trans comic artist. She's extremely funny and she makes these My Little Pony comics that I adore.
Okay.
That's about it for me, right?
Okay.
But that
dancing just on the edge of like MLP fandom, you know, just kind of like you're
like,
right
I don't
there.
go here,
but
I don't go here, but I like what you're doing. Yeah. But just like this person who's just like so wholly embracing these things that are definitively, and I hate this word, cringe.
Okay.
Just being like, this is my shit. I love it so much. I devoted 300 hours to making a game about it, and now I'm paying to go to this expo so that people will see it. I love that. That rips ass.
That's awesome. I mean, yeah, okay. That's cool.
That rips ass. That's so good.
That's really cool. I appreciate when people are willing to like fully commit to like, hey, this is my whole jam.
Yeah.
And
I think that's awesome.
That's like
But as for things, oh, please.
I was gonna make a really ham-handed connection and say they've worsted the social discomfort of people maybe not liking the things that you're into.
They've worsted shame. Man, I don't want to worst shame. I'm like steeped in shame still, and it sucks.
Yeah, okay.
I just want to be embarrassing.
But isn't shame like a motivator too, though? Like, I do a lot of things.
I guess it could be, but it's not for me.
That's fair.
It's a hindrance for me.
That's a different episode where we unpack like what degree shame impacts my life. What were you?
Yeah, maybe
going
next
to
time we'll
say?
unpack shame.
Woof.
So something. Okay, I think this is a good example of this because I have both worsted it and it has continued to worst me.
Okay.
I'm learning to code.
Okay.
And unfortunately, it's not any of the kind of interesting, useful code where you can do cool things with it like Java. I'm learning how to do like statistical software.
Sure. Yeah. You're learning R.
Stata, actually.
Okay, cool. I did
which
some
is
R
statistical software that is. I've used a little bit of R.
Yeah.
Back when R was literally just like a terminal. It was just a black box that you would just type the code into.
Sure.
It looks better now. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm using Stata, which is much more specific to my field. Because it's so specific, there's a lot less out there compared to like R or Java or some third thing.
Yeah. You have to stay to your lane.
Yeah. Okay.
Woo! High energy. Talking about coding
it.
software.
But I have like zero coding experience,
Sure.
right? Like I'm bad at computers.
Mm-hmm.
Like I use a Mac. Like you know.
That's legit. Yeah.
So this is like all brand new for me. And the things that I'm trying to do with Stata are not that terribly complicated. Like I'm trying to do like stratified randomization, you know, where you say like randomize these people, but make sure that like all of the people who get these like these cases like get a random mixture of like age groups and genders and marital status and genuinely like very simple coding.
Yeah.
But if, as anybody who's done coding knows, it is such a fucking pain. It's such a pain in the ass. You forget one semicolon and everything breaks.
Yeah,
Instead, it
yeah.
gives you just this like vague error message, like unknown syntax.
Fix it.
What does that mean?
It just yells.
What
Fix
part
it
is
at you.
unknown?
There's in my light dabbling with code as well. There's nothing that like there's no faster 180 than being like, I've done it. I figured it out. I've nailed it. Fuck my life.
I'm the worst.
I'm the worst. No one could do this. I don't understand. Nobody understands.
Mm-hmm.
This is hell.
So I did worst Stata.
Yeah.
And that I did do my stratified randomization. That code does work and it works well and it does exactly what I want it to do. And then this week I have to do a different code that does a slightly different kind of randomization. And I spent a month on it and I still can't do it.
Worse than worsted.
Also, I have to say, I love that worsted and bested means the same thing.
I
we have
know.
a real inflammable situation going on right here.
That's
and
why
I think it's delicious.
That's why I wanted to pick this word is because it's got a lot of it's a lot of fun to use because it can be the same thing and also the opposite of itself and still be applicable. I want to bring a philosophical concept to you that might help you in worsting these challenges, right? Now, I'm going to go ahead and say this right now. This isn't going to be funny, but I think it's interesting. So with
that
me
means that
for
you
a
can click
second.
off now.
yeah. Skip ahead 30 seconds and I'll probably be done. In 1978, a philosopher named Bernard Suits coined the concept of the illusory attitude. Illusory coming from the same root as ludo, which is game, right? Ludology is the study of games, whatever. I know
that.
That's why like if people talk like the ludonarrative dissonance is when something in a video game contradicts the narrative that you would experience with it, right? So like you've got this whole thing, but it's like a mechanic, whatever. We'll do that in a different episode. It's this idea where playing a game defines playing a game as the voluntary attempt to overcome unnecessary obstacles, right? Anytime where you voluntarily attempt to overcome an unnecessary obstacle, which let's be honest, every video game is, because otherwise what's the point of playing it? You're trying to achieve something. But also just like doing yard work, if you approach it from this perspective, becomes a game and has like an intrinsic reward state and an intrinsic value. And it's this idea of like this illusory utopia of just always seeking out challenges, always seeking out difficulties, but it's not just the difficulty, it's like approaching it with this mindset of this is a game because I'm surmounting a challenge. So you could make anything into a game if you've got the right attitude. There's a lot of flaws with this, I'm sure, and like this is not a philosophy podcast, but I find that I find that really interesting as a way of approaching the life with the approaching.
This guy's gamifying the hardships of life.
Yeah. And like that this led to the whole like gamification movement where you started taking things that should be like intrinsically motivating and attributing like extrinsic motivation to it, and like
your knitting bean.
Yeah, like the knitting bean. Exactly. It's taking something and making it into a game. And so you can either let things do that or you can choose to do that yourself. I think that's really interesting because it really does kind of highlight this mentality of like, oh, cool, I want a challenge, right? Like, I don't know if I'm just like, I'm pretty naturally like lean towards that as an individual. Like when I do job interviews and stuff, if people ask you, okay, hey Frankie, you're in a job interview, and the guy goes, and what's your biggest flaw? What's your answer?
So what's my greatest flaw, huh?
Yeah, like a real one, not one of those dumb ones where you say like I'm
I
too
care
hot.
too much.
I got
My
a
ass
rockin'
is too
bod.
fat. Everyone's jealous of my fat ass and great personality.
I'm so caked up, everyone gets distracted.
But like, are you like actually
like
asking me what
for
my
real,
flaw is?
for real? What is your answer? Do you have an answer when they're like, hey, what's your biggest flaw?
I can be a little bit of a perfectionist with things that I feel like I have ownership over.
Okay.
So sometimes I feel like I get a little bit too into just like the process of making something exactly how I want it to be, to
Sure.
the point where I might, occasionally lose sight of the bigger picture. So I really benefit from a management style where I get lots of feedback.
Okay.
And so when I get into these mindsets where I just want to make something as good as possible, somebody can check in with me and be like, hey, we need to focus on
Deadline.
the overarching project and
Yeah.
not just your part of it.
This needs to be done. Okay. That was pretty
And also my
good.
ass is too fat.
And also, I'm thick as hell, motherfucker.
Everybody loves me too much.
Oh my goodness. So what you're telling me is that you don't feel like you have ownership over the intro of our podcast that you have to try 800 times?
Hey, shut up. That's just good old-fashioned incompetence.
Listen, I can be a perfectionist and still fuck shit up. Thank you very much. I can be
Nobody does it better.
details-oriented and miss a lot of details, okay? That still happens.
No, that's the thing. I'm focused on one thing and everything
detail.
else is suffering. That's true right now, too. There's something that I'm thinking about constantly, and it's not this podcast.
Is it Silk Song? Because me too.
No, we'll get there.
Okay, cool.
No, we'll get there. Yeah, that's next episode.
Okay. Hopefully.
Yeah, we're going to talk about it.
I'm not going to flip these around.
It's last episode.
Okay. Yeah. Cut and print.
It's a different episode to be released at some point in the past or future.
Hey, I'm going to be real with you. I'm going to be real lazy and probably do these in sequence anyways. So you're good. Worst. That's the worst. And I mean,
the best.
it's the best. It's the worst. Like I'm trying to figure out how I can make this mentality of embracing challenge as a game effective for my kid, because I think that's a really cool way to, like, I don't think it should always be your approach to living, but like especially when if you have like
there should be some intrinsic motivation.
Exactly. But like if you're like, someone goes, hey, I need you to do this thing. Okay, let's use this. This is a good example. at our old house, I cut down all of the hedges and I left a bunch of stumps. Those stumps eventually needed to go at some point, and it was going to be me digging them out. I could either, well, there's three options. One, you just pay for someone else to do it. That's what I should have done, but it's not what I did. I could either begrudgingly like go out there and hack away and hate it and just be miserable about it, or approach it like it's a game, right? Like there's some reward, even if the reward is just like I did the thing, to dredging out these stumps. And so I think like being able to kind of toggle into that mindset and like it requires you to step back a little bit and look at the thing that you're doing as like, I acknowledge this is an obstacle. I'm going to overcome this obstacle. I think that's a cool mentality. And yeah.
Now that you mention it, I think that's the mentality that I took with cooking.
Okay.
Because for a long time, cooking was something that I did because I needed to eat to live.
Sure.
That's just a weird thing about me.
Yeah. I got a fat ass and I eat to live, baby.
Dude, I live to eat is what it is. But I think that I did, find myself taking that kind of, what was the word you used? Ludo narrative, lucistic.
Illusory attitude.
Illusory attitude, yeah. But instead of being like a Dark Souls, it was more of like a roguelike, like
sure.
a Balatro, because you don't finish, you just do a little better every time.
Sure, yeah, I get it.
If you're lucky,
and then sometimes you find things that like you're just naturally really good at, and some things you're really really bad at. You know what I mean?
Ruben's here, so you might hear some cat sounds.
That's fine.
Yeah, there are lots of things that I'm bad at, but I do them anyway.
Cooking,
this whole
talking,
thing makes
work,
me think
sex, cooking.
Look, I'm good at
cooking. Man. One of these things I'm good at.
You play enough Balatro, you unlock enough fucking legendary jokers, and then suddenly everything's easy street 1 time out of 10.
Yeah, man, everything's just line up. So speaking of games, my kid started inventing games, which is really cool. Like we're getting outside more. He's been inventing games. It's required us to. We now own. I have 2 pieces of PVC pipe that I glued pool noodle over, and then wrapped that pool noodle in the shimmery, shiny metallic tape that they use for ductwork. So it looks like a sword because he's really into swords and knights and stuff right now, right? So I made him one to go with his shield, and then he wanted me to have one, so I made another one. And then we ended up inventing a game where, he invented this game where you each have one of these sticks and you have your own ball and you push your ball around the driveway until he says stop or decides you're doing it wrong. That's the game because he's 3 and that's the game. But at one point I was in the kitchen cooking and I looked out the window, and usually he plays those games with me, and like I find ways to gamify it or like add points or like we try to knock it past each other, whatever. I look out the window and he's pushing a little ball around with his stick and doing a very good job while he yells at my wife trying to push a foam football around on the driveway. And I've never seen a more accurate representation of what parenting is like than trying to shove a foam football around the driveway with a piece of PVC pipe covered in pool noodle while your child yells at you for playing the game that he invented wrong.
I feel obliged to comment.
Yeah.
We also played with PVC pipe and duct tape.
Yeah.
Our parents did not cover it in pool noodle.
No.
We were just whacking each other with PVC pipe until somebody got bloody knuckles or cried.
Yeah, if you either broke the pipe or somebody got hurt. And that was most of my like child and early teenhood.
Yeah, those were the formative years for sure.
I played those games with friends in the neighborhood until we all got so strong that the PVC pipes kept breaking. That's when we put the noodles on. It wasn't because we were hurting each other. It was because they were breaking too easily, so we had to pad the swords. I think Dad still has the giant axe I made that I hit one of my neighbors with, and he stopped moving for a little while. He just laid down in the ditch.
But he started moving again, right?
Yeah, he's good. He just
Oh, okay, great.
I hit him in the back. He fell in the ditch. He stayed there for a bit, got up, and we stopped fighting with that one. We learned
put
things
that
as we
one
get
into
older.
retirement.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm also not going to
Yeah.
play the trampoline pinecone game.
Well.
And we'll save that for a different episode, I think. Whew.
Subscribe to learn about the pinecone game. God. You'll never guess.
Dude,
your kid has been inventing games for a while now.
Yeah.
Like, I haven't seen him in close to a year.
Yeah.
But when we all took that family beach trip together, he invented "I'm gonna knock it over,"
Okay.
which is where you make a block tower, and he says, "I'm gonna knock it over," and then he knocks it over.
He does. He's very good at it.
And I want you to know,
Yeah.
"I'm gonna knock it over" has a permanent spot in the lexicon of my household.
Okay. Go on.
What do you think it means?
So you just tell your wife to build things and knock things over?
No, I'll be walking towards the bathroom. I'll say, "I'm gonna go knock it over."
Oh, he'd be so
Hey,
honored.
can you pause? I'm gonna go knock it over.
Oh man. Have I told you about the giggle game?
Oh God, that sounds precious.
Oh, it's not. It sucks. The giggle game. Okay. I don't remember why it's called the giggle game, but this has become it's the only game that has been recurring for like over a year now. In the giggle game, my son knocks his dad over, which is me, onto his back, and then he runs over and full-fledged, no restraints, tries to jump on top of me.
Oh no.
Like, feet
This
first,
is a game with a lifespan.
knees first. Like, giggle game is so painful. It's so aggressive. And
Did you name it that, or did he?
I think it was him that named it this. The problem is if you don't have kids, you get to a point where like all you want is for your spouse to just like have 10 minutes to do anything, or your kid to just be distracted for 5 minutes. And
Right, that's how we get iPad babies.
Yeah, exactly. And we're avoiding that. And so the exchange for in exchange for Caillou, it's bruising dad's kidneys. Because the longer
It's Cocomelon these days, actually.
Okay, that's even worse.
Kidney melon.
Kidney melon. It's the more chaotic it gets, and like the more frazzled or the more frustrated people get, the more your like tolerance for, yeah, my kid could beat the shit out of me for a little while and we'll call it a game. Eventually that hits a critical threshold where you're just like, all right, man, let's go play the giggle game, I guess. Let's go to the living room. I'll lay down. You can beat the shit out of me for a while. That's the game.
As long as your wife gets to take a 10-minute nap, then I guess, it's all worth it.
The recent edition, I actually like the recent edition, is where he has me bend my knees. So he comes over and like tumbles over my knees. And then I grab him and flip him around the other way so he's back on his feet again. So he has like little cartwheel front flips over me.
That does sound like fun.
It sounds pretty fun. That part's better because it doesn't require him to just jump on my chest or stomach or back.
Like he's like a pretty big kid.
Yeah, he's worsted
Right?
me over and over again. Yeah, I mean he's stretched out. He's beanpoling, so he's like 3 feet and change and 30-some pounds. So it's not like an adult jumping on me, but he's a strong kid. and there is no like I'm gonna not hurt my dad in here. It is pure like,
yeah,
the force of my being is going to drive directly into your solar plexus. What's up?
I'm a child. I can't really hurt anything. And if I can,
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, bring it on. I'm like, my glasses, no. So I have to catch him. So he's worsted me over and over again because that's how the giggle game works. I cannot sit up. I cannot fight back. If I do, I'm playing the game wrong.
Of course.
So the brief
and 3-year-olds
moments,
are sticklers for
oh
rules.
man, he's learned rules and he's learned that he can tell you what the rules are. Oh man, it's brutal. I love him so much.
He's a good kid.
He's pretty good.
So Eric,
Yes.
I get the feeling that you brought this up because you've been worsted by something recently,
I mean,
besides your child.
yeah.
What's on your mind?
Oh, I mean, mostly I just want to talk about Silk Song. Okay. There's, decide if this needs to stay or not. There's, I've been thinking a lot about humor in video games and how like a lot of these like Soulsborne style games are really, really funny because and they're funny because of the way they interact with the player. Right? It's when things you don't expect happen or when things you're like, there's no way they would do that. And then it does that, right? A really good example is when you're fighting a boss fight and like you barely beat them, right? You used all your potions. You're out of mana. You've got nothing left. You're on the last sliver of health. You've finally done it. And then what happens?
You're on your way to the bonfire.
The music changes. And there's a phase 2.
That's not what I would have guessed.
That's
I
funny.
see.
Like that's like you die immediately, but that's funny because it's the comedy of like the developer playing with you, right? It's like when you walk forwards in a video game and the floor drops out from underneath you. As long as there's a structure created, that's funny. There was one boss, and I'm not going to spoil it for people, but there's a boss in Silksong that most of the big bosses have 2 phases. That was not the surprise. The surprise was that he had a death rattle where after you've beat him, but before the game goes, you've done it, you beat him, he does something. And so after like...
What does he does?
He explodes.
And is this a damage-dealing explosion?
Oh, is it? Because I had beat him the first time. 20 tries, like easily 20, 25 attempts, hurling myself at it. When I'm not playing it, it's what I'm thinking about. I'm like in a work meeting and I'm Googling like, what's his moveset? What do other people say? What can I do? Obsessed. I beat him. Cheering, hands in the air, controller in my lap.
Yay.
And then he goes, and I'm like, ah, shit. He explodes. Kills me. Back at it again. Hindsight, that's hilarious. Because I did finally worst him and took care of it. In the moment, not as funny. To me, if someone else was watching, hilarious, right? My son's favorite thing about me playing Silksong is how much I die, and he likes to laugh. He's like, Dad, jump in the lava. And I'm like, I don't want to jump in the lava. And he's like, you have to, and so I do.
Shit, I guess I have to.
I guess, all right, well, I wasn't gonna, but now I will. That's funny. But I'm going to tie it all together. It's only funny once you've worsted the challenge that I chose to take on. Because I don't have to play this game. Like, there's a million other games I could be playing.
Or things that aren't games even.
Or things that aren't games I could turn into games. But in the moment when it worsted me, like, that became this, like, briar in my brain of, like, I'm sitting there going, like, that was bullshit. I can't believe that. I can't believe they did that. This is the first time the game's betrayed me like that. They didn't give any hint. I can't believe they've done that. But in the back of my brain, I'm like, I could do it again. I can do it. Like, I can. And when I do, I'm going to avoid that fucking explosion. And it's going to feel so good. And I worsted him. And it felt amazing. To the point where I wanted to talk about it on this fucking podcast. Instead of, like, anything that would benefit anybody. Like, that feeling is why I love, like, Soulsborne style games. And if I decided, if I had been like, fuck it, I'm done, I'm not playing this anymore, I would hate that game. Because until you beat it, the joke's punchline doesn't land. You know?
Man, I don't think that's a useless thing to say. I think that there's a lot to be taken from this, you know?
Yeah.
Like those really challenging games like that really do, you know, you kind of realize afterwards, like, the work is the reward.
Yeah.
You know?
Absolutely.
I think I'm oh my god, I'm literally quoting Proto Martyr. The work is the reward. It really is. And like, you know, I don't play Souls type games usually, but I can relate. I've been playing this game just about every day. It's a little bit indie. I don't know if you've heard of it. It's called the New Yorker crossword.
No, I don't. I've never heard of it.
Yeah. Okay.
Who's that by?
It's really underground. The Monday crosswords are the hardest.
Yeah.
This is contrary to the New York Times, which I don't do anymore because of disagreements with some of their policies.
Sure.
But the New Yorker crossword, right? I was doing it this week, and there was just like this one like section of the puzzle that like I just fucking couldn't figure out, and it was all these like really like obtusive. Obtuse.
Nope. Stamp it. Tell me about your word game where you said obtusive.
I think I got stuck between obtuse and
abusive, obfuscated, abusive.
And like I just like got completely overwhelmed by it, and I was just like I was like over it. I'm like, this sucks. I'm just gonna like check the grid. I can't fucking figure it out. And then like once like I knew what the answers were, it was like, oh my god, that was such like clever wordplay. Why didn't I get that? Yeah. I was worsted by the puzzle, and I felt worse for it.
Yeah. And then when you worsted the puzzle, you felt
when I worsted the puzzle, I'm the best.
It feels good. There's that, and like
it feels great.
I love the way it like sticks in your brain, and like that's when you know
get addicted to that like aha moment.
That's when you know there's like a thing I have to do, and like if something doesn't stick, like if things start being sticky, I'm more likely to let them go, right?
I love it when things are sticky.
Okay, all right.
Like jam, jellies.
The New Yorker, I barely even knew.
Honey.
If for some reason you like what we're doing, if you have feedback or no, if you like what we're doing, like, comment, subscribe, follow, tell your friends, whatever. Tell your enemies. Worst them, and then be like, I learned that word on this dumb podcast. But seriously,
tell your rivals, turn them into your lovers.
Yeah. Oh. Hi, rival. You can worst me any day. If you have word suggestions for us, we have an email us in the show notes. bigwordsforsmartpeople@gmail.com. There's also a link to a Discord should you want to engage with us in real time. Tell me about our art.
Oh my god, are you looking at our bees? Oh my god. I can see why you would do that. They're great. Aren't they great bees? They've been drawn by Lava Salmon. You can find more from her in the show notes.
Beautiful. We will be back next week with another word. Until then,
have a very worst week.